Good morning and happy Saturday, my fellow fitness fanatics. You are on the Human Performance Project, the HPP, with your boy, ABC. So, hi, how you doing? How's it going? Nice to see you. Been a minute. It's Saturday. It feels early, but it's not. It's what happens when you stay up till 4 in the morning and sleep in way too late. Yeah, things have been bananas lately. These videos are going to be changing a lot, and that's for you guys. And I owe you an apology because I feel like I've been way too selfish and focusing just on me and talking about my day and not showing you guys what I'm doing or having some other perspectives shed some light on what it looks like to them what I'm doing. Because, you know, in my mind, there's a method and a reason for everything I do. Everything. The shower temperature, when I decide to eat and drink, you know, the direction I run my fingernails when I scratch my ass. No, I'm just kidding. But seriously, everything has a purpose. And if it doesn't, you're kind of screwing up. Before we get started, I am not a doctor. I am not a professional of any kind other than a fitness trainer. Do I hold multiple certifications that allow me to talk about and delve into other subjects? Yes. But for the sake of this video, don't listen to a damn word I say. It's all for entertainment. If you replicate any of the stories that I tell or advice that I give, you're a fucking moron. That's your fault, okay? Fair warning. This whole field of study and this whole topic, bodybuilding, anabolics, supplementation, it is largely based on personal experience, personal to personal, not personal for everyone, like my personal, your personal, her personal. It's going to be different for everyone. And you have to understand that. You know, you have people like Boston Lloyd who are willing to put himself in great physical risk to learn, basically for you guys, you know, and for his love for bodybuilding and pharmacology. Do I think that there's more responsible ways to go about it? Yeah, but I mean, we're young, red-blooded American males. Like, what do you expect? We're gonna do some stupid shit. So, you know, big ups to all the people that have gone before me and are still going to be honest and give people a real insight on the world of fitness and bodybuilding and give you the full perspective on what actually goes on, right? Because it's pretty easy. I think it was even easier before the internet. You know, look at magazines, look at some of these stories, and really only take the highlights and the good snippets that you want to hear and read about, and you know, just kind of pass over the, oh, kidney dialysis, oh, heart enlargement, oh, you know, like all these problems that can become realities if you're not being diligent about taking care of your health. And those kinds of things can happen if you're not bodybuilding and taking steroids too. Let's keep it real. You know, like there is no really safe hobby when you get to the professional level, or even the top amateur levels. You are going to take chances. You're going to do what it takes to win if you are a competitor. If you're not, then it won't be a big deal to you. But if you ask most Olympians, if we could guarantee you a drug that would get you gold, for sure, no questions asked, but it's going to take 10 years off your life, no doubt, would you take it? The majority of them are going to say yes. If you could assure me that it was only going to be 10 years and that I was going to be able to make the money that, say, like Ronnie Coleman had and give my family the opportunities that he was able to give his, I would take those 10 years. Yeah, fuck yeah. No questions asked. I would rather go home early than to not be able to provide for my family and do the best that I could while I was here. And that may be selfish, but in a way, It's not, you know, like it's a sacrifice. And bodybuilding is a selfish sport, but there's a lot of different reasons people do bodybuilding. The preparation does seem to be pretty single focused, but that's because there's so much detail that goes into it. And if you are going to do something like a bodybuilding contest or a physique contest of any kind, fucking do it. Don't just put it on the calendar and just go through the motions. Leave no stone unturned. Don't cheat on your diet. Take what you're supposed to take. Do what your coach tells you to do, unless it's unsafe. Okay? Believe in yourself, trust the process, and don't ever, 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 ever quit, no matter how bad things get. The bad things are supposed to be there. They're supposed to teach you something. If you have the balls to make it through the bad times and stick with the prep, you're gonna be exponentially better for it. Trust and believe. Trust and believe. So, you know, it is a situation. Hold that thought just one moment. Yeah, get out of here. I'm tired. Shit. Yes. Find an extra 200 and some bucks so you can fire from me. Everything. I can't do this anymore. I don't feel like cleaning up after everyone every day. Anyway, trying to deal with a puppy makes me feel like a horrible person, but fuck, man, I have my standards and I don't want to be a house cleaner. You know, it's not what I signed up for. Anyway, yes, go all in, do the best you can, give it your best effort. Don't compare yourself to the other people on stage. Don't compare your success to whether or not you're getting a trophy and make that your barometer. Beat yourself. Be the best version of yourself that you can. If you do that, it should not matter where you place. Should not matter. Easier said than done, depending on where you're at with the sport. But you know, it's something where it's necessary to keep it in perspective, or it will run you and you'll be miserable. And you know, being miserable while you're dieting and training 2 times a day potentially, that's not going to do anything for you either. Cortisol, fatigue, just negativity, it's toxic. Toxic. You know, be happy, look on the bright side, find some joy in what you're doing, even if it sucks ass, right? Like if you're scrubbing toilets, at least you got a job, at least you have a sense of smell, at least you have hands to do the work with. Could be worse, always. Used to be pissed I had no shoes till I met a man with no feet. Be grateful for what you have. Run what you brung. Work as hard as you can with whatever you got, man. Everyone wants to talk about genetics. Everyone wants to talk about drugs. Oh, if I only had this, if I only had that, I would have done this. I would have been Mr. No, you wouldn't have. No, you wouldn't have. Nothing does the work for you. I don't care how good the drugs are. I don't care how good the training environment is. I don't care who your training partner is. None of that is going to make you a champion. None of that is going to give you the success you want. The only person that can give you that is you and your faith in God. Those two things in conjunction, the only things that are going to influence your performance. If you believe you can, you're right. If you don't believe you can, you're right. So you decide, you know, and it's pretty easy to see. You look at individuals, most recently Nick Walker, right? But Arnold Schwarzenegger, Big Ramy, countless other bodybuilders that have predicted what they're gonna do, either in a contest or in their lives, and they did it. They did it. Not because it was a pipe dream and it was an option, because it was the fucking way. There was only one direction to go. That was it. So they got it done. They found a way to get it done. When it's not an option, there's only one way, your brain will figure out a way to follow that direction. Trust me. So if you can believe it, you can achieve it if you're willing to put in the nut bust and work for it, because it's That's what it takes. Nothing in life that you ever achieve without putting work in is gonna be worth a shit. You're not gonna appreciate it. Doesn't matter if it's a person, doesn't matter if it's a material object, doesn't matter if it's a skill. If it's something that is just given to you, doesn't mean that much. Doesn't mean that much. Something you build yourself and earn, you're gonna cherish that shit and guard it with your life and make sure that it improves. And that's where you need to be at with yourself every day. Like, you are your own best investment. You are awesome. You have greatness inside of you. Whether you've tapped into it yet and believe it yet or not, it's there. So today you get to decide. Am I gonna keep hiding? Just kind of making excuses, doing shit that doesn't really help me live up to my full potential, but doesn't get me in any trouble, so I just kind of stay off the radar and float. Nah, that's no way to live. Step into the light. Don't be afraid to fail. 99% of success in life is just showing up and trying. Even if you do those two things and the situation doesn't work out perfectly, it's still a win. It's still a win. So be patient with yourself. Don't be too hard on yourself. Make sure that your goals, your wants, your practices, those things are all cohesive. They're all going in the same direction. You can't say, I want to be a bodybuilder, but be swimming a half a mile every day and that's it. It's not going to cut the mustard. You can't say, I want to be a swimmer and do bicep curls for an hour a day. Not going to make you a better swimmer. You practice perfectly executing the art at which you want to improve. When you do that enough times, you become great, right? It's all in a decision. It's just a decision to keep practicing and keep grinding no matter what. Bodybuilding is one of the amazing sports that you can always do something. Even when you're not in the gym, you're still doing something that affects your physique. If you're stressed out, you're hurting your physique. Stress hormones will tear your physique apart. If you are hydrating and eating well and living a balanced life, you're helping your physique, even if you're not lifting weights at that point in time. If you're getting 8 hours of sleep a night, you're helping your physique, even though you're not lifting. You getting 4 hours of sleep, you're hurting it. You're not gonna reach your full potential. You don't really focus on your training and you just kind of go through the motions and whatever. I think this is the weight I lifted last week. I don't know, we'll see how it feels. Fail right off the bat, okay? That's not gonna get you any better. It kills time, movement, some movement is always better than none. But if you're really trying to improve, progressive overload, documenting what your weights and reps and rest periods, food levels, sleep levels, all those things are, so you can see why you are not performing. Mandatory, bro. Gotta have it. If you don't know, you don't know. You can't just guess. So pay attention to those details. Pay attention to the way that those details make you feel. Pay attention to which of those details really seem to be most important to you. Pay attention to whether or not you can pay attention to those important details and not screw up other aspects of your life. Pay attention to how the people around you react when you're striving to perfect those details. It's easy for someone to say, oh, I hope you do well. This is gonna be cool. That's neat. Or, what can I do to help you? Is this enough chicken? Do you need me to help you make some food? Did you get your supplements together? Have you done your cardio yet today? That's a rider. That's someone that's gonna help you. It's what you need. It's hard to find. And you'll only find one of those if you're not being a selfish prick and you're helping their endeavors in the meantime too. So again, life is all about balance. If you want more back from people, you need to give more away to people first and see what happens. Don't just expect it to all revolve around you and your goals because you think that your goals are super awesome, okay? That has been me for a long time. An egomaniac with an inferiority complex, I think I'm the coolest person in the world, but inside I hate myself, and please get away from me because I'm just a wounded animal. You know, that's just how I lived for years. And it's kind of fucked up because in those years, like, I had a lot of really kind, loving people that wanted to help me and be around me. Now that I'm kind of getting my shit together and my head's on straight and I realize some of these things, some of the only light I have in my life some days is from the bridges I burned, you know? And I've come to realize that even that is a blessing, you know? If I'm going through my past Rolodex and trying to dig something up with that, like, my past already let me down once. Why the fuck would I go through it again? Doesn't mean I hate the people. Doesn't mean I don't ever want to see the people. Doesn't mean I don't wish them the best. I want to hang out with them. But let's keep it real, Adam. Like, maybe something new is better. Or maybe it won't be. Maybe something new is just me getting to know me more. I don't know. Either way. All I do know is today I have a conscience and a guidance from a power greater than myself, and I actually listen. And when I listen, amazing things happen. And I get to help people in ways that I never thought possible. And I do things today, like give random wheelchair-bound homeless people rides to get something to eat because it's their birthday. Make sure that someone I knew as a kid that's living in a tent on the side of the road has some food and shoes. Because luckily I have a little bit to give away. You know? Does it break my fucking heart? You have no idea. Cried my eyes out. But it's not my choice. And you can't help someone until they're ready to help themselves. And I just pray that that day comes for them. I got lucky. I got beaten down so badly that I had nowhere else to go. There was no other options. I didn't have the balls to kill myself, so I had to do something else. And that was listen to my conscience and to my God and try to become a better person. So that's what I'm doing today. That's what I'm doing with this. As I sit here now, I'm on task for another leg day today. Excuse me. Oh, goodness gracious. Still on the upper lower arm split, so a 5-day split before I rest. Today is the second leg day, so I have today and then arms tomorrow, and then go from there. I might do arms today and legs tomorrow. We'll see how I feel when I get in there, but the important thing is the consistency. As I've told you guys, you may have not heard, the Governor's Cup on December 4th is a bodybuilding show that I have been shooting for and still am. It might not happen. And the only reason it might not happen is because of finances. And that sucks. But at least I know it's not because of me. Like, I'm ready. I'd be on point. I'll be on point in a week if you needed me to. But money-wise, I don't know that I'm gonna have the extra $800 or so floating around to make it work right now. Starting a new job, had some difficulties with people that owe me money. So right now I'm basically waiting for about almost $2,000. If that magically comes through, I'll be able to compete. If not, I get to improve more, add to what I've already done, which has been more progress than I've made ever in my life training. And then, hop on stage and shit on everybody's dreams sometime early this next spring. And I don't really say that to be overconfident or because I'm like mean and really hoping the doors for people. But let's keep it real. There's only one reason I'm going. Win. Do I think I can? Goddamn right I do. I think that if I do everything I'm supposed to do, if I'm healthy and dialed, I think that everyone else that's in my weight class might as well just go home, because I'm gonna show up repping something special, guaranteed. So I'm still going to peak for the 4th like I'm competing. And I'm still going to pose, develop a routine, have pictures taken. The only things that'll be different, I won't be orange from Pro Tan, and I won't get a trophy. No big deal. It's not why I started bodybuilding in the first place. Bodybuilding saved me mentally. That's the reason I love bodybuilding. It has very little to do with the muscular physique. It used to, but then after taking some time off and letting all the muscles go away to find out who Adam Coleman really is without it, I realized that it's something I can do without it just being my only identity. You know, it's just a part of who I am. It is not who Adam Coleman is. Whether my arms are 20 inches or 12 inches, it's I'm still the same guy, you know, and I always will be. It's not going to change. So, you know, obviously that's not the plan. I'm a winner. I like to win. I believe I'm destined for great things, and I believe I can earn a pro card. So that's the goal, you know, and I hope some of you guys follow along with that. But there's a lot that goes on, man. You know, as some of you may or may not know, again, I'm in recovery myself from drugs and alcohol. You know, in the process of getting off methadone. It's hard. And I know that things will get a lot better when my body's totally detoxed. But I've still got work to do. And that's what this preparation, this process was supposed to show me, you know, was that there was still work to be done if I was gonna do this all in and do it the right way, like I say that I want to. My relationship with my roommate that's renting a room in my house was horrible. It's gotten better. So, you know, praise God for that, because he is one of my best friends still. I really did not want to have to kick him out. I gained some perspective on people that I thought were some that wanted to help me and were there for benevolent reasons, and they were not. And that's okay. You know, I would rather weed them out now. I've come this far by myself. I think I'll be all right for one more show by myself, you know? Nobody knows my body better than me. So as far as food and exercise, like, unless you are a pro caliber bodybuilding coach, don't. Like, I know what I'm doing, okay? And again, that's not conceit. That's just me spending countless hours experimenting, journaling, documenting the different outcomes from different compounds and lack thereof. It's been put to the test, you know, and so far what I've done has been with some really good advice from friends and people that I've worked with, but I haven't had a coach. Never had someone go with me the day of the show and help me be distressed and fucking, you know, keep track of my food for me and wait in line in the sign up so I didn't have to. Like, fuck all that. I have to be a real human and take care of it myself. You know, drive myself to the damn show, check myself in, like, be a man. But I understand what it's like to be depleted, but, you know, just don't be a fat fuck and show up in shape, and you shouldn't have to cut down that hard to begin with. This prep for me was about 20 weeks, and I gained weight during it. I just started to drop weight because I'm depleting carbs, right? So it's glycogen, it's water. I'll probably have to deplete from now until the first, you know, and then start a very slow recarb, I guess. Start manipulating the sodium on the second. No, I'll probably start that on the first as well. And then cut it on the third. Be dry and dialed on the morning of the fourth. You know? I have a hypothesis that I'm going to use for my recarb. Some people might think it's just completely asinine. Some people might think I'm a genius. I'm not even gonna say it out loud. I'll just show you, all right? So I'll let you know on December 4th exactly what I've taken, what's in my system, and what's going on. Right now, very, very, very basic. Testosterone propionate, trenbolone acetate. Es todo, that's it. I'm gonna get some proviron and hopefully a mix vial to finish on. But the test, I'm taking 200 milligrams a week of prop, and the tren is about the same, 2 to 250, depending on how I feel. I get side effects, or had in the past gotten a lot of side effects from tren. This time hasn't been so bad. A little bit of sleeplessness, but that's kind of par for the course with me. You know, I am doing those in a every other day fashion to keep my levels pretty even. Sometimes even in everyday fashion, and I'll just use, instead of using a big old like inch or inch and a half syringe, I'll just use one of these bad boys and fill it up, you know, the 10 or the 20 mark, which, you know, 20 and a half would be like a quarter milliliter on this. So, you know, little amounts, put it wherever you want, causes less scar tissue, easy. I hate needles, hate them. Can't donate plasma. I just can't do it. I can't do it. I don't know how some of these guys have used like 18 gauge needles for injections, because I would cry. You could snap my finger in half and I would probably sit there and giggle. But if you try to poke me with an 18 gauge needle, it's fight on sight, man. Like, it's not gonna go down. I'm weird, really weird. But anyway, I guess that's not necessarily a bad thing, right? I do not do growth hormone. I do not do diuretics. I do not even do clenbuterol. My approach, other than the trenbolone is the most unhealthy thing that I take. And even that is at a very small dosage, right? I have been on for like 22 weeks now. And it started with just tests and SARMs, and it was basically TRT. And then it's gone through blast and cruises throughout the time, and I've gone as high as a little over a gram of test a week, and I've gone as low as like 100 milligrams a week. And to be honest, the sweet spot seems to be around 250 for me, regardless of the ester. I do better with more frequent injections because I don't get the peaks and the troughs, but more tests for me is not better. I could freaking lube a station wagon with the oil on my face, and a topographical mass starts to grow on my shoulders, and it's just gross. But I don't get any stronger or like, you know, more virile or like anything like that. My eyebrows grow back faster. That's about it. So test definitely works, but it's one of those things that like, it just needs to check the box. It doesn't necessarily need to be like just off the charts, you know? And that'll help a lot for post-cycle too, I've learned, because when I come off after this December 4th experiment, HCG, proviron, and some peptides, you know, I want to stay there, just fairly natural for 6 weeks, 8 weeks, something like that. See how much of the gain sticks. And then I will start the next protocol once I pick a show, and I am at about 16 to 20 weeks away, and I'll start a whole new actual detailed regimen. So yeah, you know, it's just, there's a right and a wrong way to do everything. A lot of people demonize steroids. A lot of people will think I'm a bad person because I mentioned them. That's on you, man. I'm not a bad person. I just have education about a topic that you don't. If you'd like some education, you know, I'll be glad to share or point you towards someone who can if I don't have the answer. But performance enhancing supplements do not make you a different person. They make you a bigger version of whatever you already are. So that all being said, I am now a giant pain in the ass. Yeah, checks out. So anyway, I'm not a witch burner. It doesn't matter what you choose to do. If you treat your body like shit and you're taking, DMP and fucking like mixed vials that they don't even tell you what's in it, just that it's 10 times stronger than testosterone, and you're taking peptides that haven't even been used on good-sized animals, let alone people, you're a fucking idiot. You're playing Russian roulette and you're gonna hurt yourself and you're going to influence someone else to do the same thing. So think beyond yourself, okay? There's always someone watching you. So just be careful of that, all right? I tell the truth because I think it's important. I don't want people to look at me when I'm on stage and be like, oh, I could totally do that if I just eat chicken and broccoli. No, you fucking couldn't. Unless you're one of the very few gifted genetic people in the world that is just like Zeus, reincarnate, it won't happen for you. The drugs don't make you magically huge. They give you the ability to work harder. So if you have decent genetics, you have a good work ethic, and then you have something that will allow you to expedite your recovery, boom shakalaka. That's a pretty solid remedy to get things rolling. As for this guy, I just took my genetics and I beat the piss out of them until they started to look a little bit more like I wanted them to, because I definitely was not born to be a large bodybuilder. I'm currently just over 180. I'd like to compete in the low to mid 180s this time. By the time I get ready to qualify for nationals next spring, I'll be in the low 190s. By the time I go to nationals, I'll be about 195. That's my plan. And the more I work out, the more I can see where my body would be able to hold a little more size and density than I originally thought it would. But I don't know that I'll ever be a guy that would look good at like 225 to 240. I think I'd probably be more like a Hadi Chopin, where 215, 225, peeled inside the fuck out, man. Like, where you can see details you didn't even know existed. I feel like that's more my style, my look as a bodybuilder. It's what I'm drawn to. If you were gonna ask me what looks the best on people, Hadi is just, dude, considering all the variables too, like the cross-continental travel, the language barrier, the food differences, I'm sure, like everything, dude, everything. That could not have been an easy trip for him. Any of the guys that come from far away, whether it's the Middle East or UK or whatever, it's gotta be kind of a culture shock. It's gotta be weird. Your body has gotta have some reactions, to the differences in pressure, climate, food, schedule, all that swag. So, again, having said all that, I say that to say that Hadi, man, hats off to Hadi, because he to come in as dialed as he is with those disadvantages is just like, damn. Like if he's ever comfortable and in his own element, just give him the trophy and walk away. The dude is the Persian wolf. It fits. Rami, Big Rami, the same way. The guy, even if he's not perfect, he's too good in every area. There's nothing he's really lacking. When you can compliment somebody's quads from a rear pose, you got some big ass fucking legs, And so like Big Rami's hitting a back double, and all I can look at is this quad sweep, and I'm like, holy shit, like how is that even possible? But They don't call him, Ramalito. It's Big Rami. It's there for a reason. So, congrats to all those guys that put down a killer Olympia. My personal favorite and biggest surprise, Hunter Labrada. Not that he didn't look amazing, not that he didn't deserve it. I just honestly did not think they would put him in fourth. He deserved it. I think that basically 3 through 6 could have gone, no matter how you put them, it could have been a correct decision, I do believe that it was Rami, and then Hadi, and then from there on out, it's debatable. It's very debatable. But I'll tell you what, it's amazing. For a minute, it seemed like bodybuilding was kind of fizzling out because a lot of guys retired, a lot of the big names had kind of gone MIA or gotten in trouble or whatever. And then these crop of kids come up, Ian and Chris and Nick and half a dozen other that I'm probably forgetting right. Derek Lunsford. Dude, it's like there was a little baby bodybuilding school somewhere that we weren't aware of, and they've just been like getting raised for this, and now that Phil and everyone else is gone, it's like, all right, come on kids, step into the big show. Like, it's nuts, dude. It's nuts. Every single one of them is just a beast. Bonac, another one. And what's even better than their physiques and the differences in those is learning more about their personalities. Since I first listened to him speak, Kai Green has been a favorite of mine. He's a well-rounded man, and he's very, very intelligent. He's got a good grip on things, and I admire that. I admire his honesty. I admire his unbiased look at the world and the way things are going. But also his ability to be open-minded and not get stuck in just the way he thinks or the way that they might be thinking. It's a very broad spectrum, all perspectives included, fair and diplomatic way of going about it. Not to mention, the dude has the mental strength of Bruce Lee as a genetic experiment. He's like he's like a robot. The guy is just a machine. He's a machine, but he's also a human. He's also very human, and he's not afraid to show that off. And that's what I admire. There's no front. There's no because I'm 285 pounds and ripped, I'm a bad motherfucker. He is, and I'm sure if he had to be, he would be, but that's not how he carries himself, and thank God for that, because nobody wants to be around that. So, I don't know, man. I used to think bodybuilding was cool just because of the sport of bodybuilding. Now I look at these guys, and a lot of them are role models to me. They really are, as far as how they handle the attention and some of the negativity, some of the lies, especially now with all the internet trolling and all these idiots that think they're experts and have something to say about it. Dude, it's hard to bite your tongue. Ignorance pisses me off. If someone was going off on my varicose veins that I could do nothing about, and they didn't even know what they were called, and that they're one of the most common ailments in the United States, I'd be fucking pissed. I'd be yelling at those people, being like, read a goddamn book before you open your mouth. Seriously. Remove your foot first, then see if your speech gets better. It just blows me away. Like, why do you feel the need to say something like that? Are you judging him on his ankles? Did you not notice, the 6-pack you could lose a roll of quarters in, and the 22-inch arms and the separation in every other muscle group? Yeah, let's focus on the fucking veins in his ankles. People love to throw rocks at shiny shit. Fuck, man. Stop looking for the differences. Look for the similarities. Congratulate the man. And if you don't want varicose veins, Do something about it if you ever start to get them. Don't talk shit about his. What's wrong with you? You know, like, am I gonna walk over to your house and like talk to your grandma and be like, ugh, what's that mole on your face? What's wrong with those fucking purple veins on your legs? Ugh. Why would you do that? Somebody that's born with like 2/3 of an arm? Oh my God, what is that? Who does that shit? You know, like Arnold Schwarzenegger of all people. You were a politician. Diplomacy is supposed to be a strong suit. Saying something in a way that's not offensive is the art of being a politician. Man, Arnold is a personal hero of mine. He always will be. His commentating abilities have nothing to do with that. We'll just leave it at that. Okay? Be mad at me if you want. Don't care. It's true. I don't claim to know everything. I just keep my mouth shut if I don't. It's that simple. So I hope that today will be a day that you can find some gratitude for what you do have and the good that others do bring, and not just a focal point on what you don't have and the negativity and irritants that other people's bring. Just do you. If it's past right here, fuck it. You can't do anything about it. Your actions, your attitudes, your behaviors. That's what you can control today. No one can take that away from you. No one makes you feel anything. No one is going to change your day and make you have a bad day. You are going to do that one way or another. Okay? So no finger pointing. No, it's because of him or her, it or that I'm not where I want to be. No. Cowards do that. Losers do that. And if you care to be either one of those, please do not like and subscribe to this channel. Now, if you want solution and you want to learn and you want to get better in some way every day, somehow, like, subscribe, and even comment, because I would love to hear from you guys. My life has gone through stages. I have been a complete douchebag. I have been a total waste of human life. Complete and total waste of human life. Not a good person at fucking all. That's not today, and it wasn't yesterday. And don't judge me by my past, because I don't live there anymore. Judge me on what I do today, going forward, which so far has been good things. Hopefully this video will be one of them. Thank you for putting up with my rambling. I hope it meant something to you. If you have any questions, please, adrok11@gmail.com. Instagram and Facebook, Roland Swollen, play on words, get it. But my name is still attached to it, Adam Coleman. And thank you. Thank you for giving me your time, for giving me your attention. Even if you hate me, thank you for watching this. I appreciate it. And I learned from each and every one of you, and I'm grateful that you are a part of my recovery, my progress, and my life in general. So if no one's told you they love you today, I do. Believe that. Take care of yourself, be good to someone else. And I guess, that all being said, that only leaves, see you on the flip side.